All right. Good evening, guys. I hope you can hear me. Just have a quick mic check. Okay. So, if you can hear me, please. So, good evening, Sushma. Good evening, Saha, Shabab. Good evening, Zakir. Thank you, Zakir. Good evening, Ram Prasad. Good evening, Begum. Good evening. Just a minute. So, perfect. So, all right. So thank you, Ram Prasad. Thank you for your update. Thank you, Shabina. So, welcome, guys. Welcome, all of you. Good evening. So great to see you all today. Today is the last day of our leadership development webinar. So, thank you for your support. I appreciate you turning up today. Jane, good evening. Anu, good evening, Anu. Kurt Gamer, good evening. Shitosh, Ashitosh, long time. I have not seen you for a long time now. Maybe I have missed you, but I'm seeing your name after a very long time. Good evening, Ashitosh. Kashyap, good evening. Wonderful to see you guys. Great. So, as I was saying this is the third day of our uh, leadership development webinar, and uh, you have certificates. So, at the end of the session, so once the presentation is over, I would share with you the attendance form. So after you fill that, give us some time, give us 2 weeks time, at least 2 weeks time to process your attendance. And then provide you the e-certificate. Yeah. So since we are dealing with a lot of requests, there could be a delay, but we would give you the certificate. And once the certificate is ready, you will get an intimation from us. You will get an intimation from us saying the certificate is ready, and you can download it from our portal. Okay. So great. So thank you very much once again for being so kind to me, so generous to me, being very good audience. Sharing your questions, participating in the session. So I appreciate your support, right? And today is something very important. We're going to talk about how to develop your leadership skills or how to become a leader. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let me give you the agenda for today's session. We're going to have a 30-minute session. All right. And while so this is going to be a monologue. It's not a dialogue session. It's going to be a monologue. So while I'm presenting, I request you not to put comments or ask questions in the live chat, because I won't be looking at the questions. I'll be only focusing on the presentation. I'll be focusing on the delivery, and I won't be focusing on the questions. So I do not want to miss your questions. All right. So please hold your questions um, till the 30 minutes is over. So once the 30-minute session is over, then we will have 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes Q&A session, and we may or may not have a little announcement based on the timing, how we are managing the time. Okay, so that is the expectation for today. 30 minutes, uninterrupted session. Please don't spam the chat. Please don't put your comments in the chat, live chat, because I won't be looking at it. And I don't want others to get distracted by your questions in the chat. So I request you. That's the practice. That's how I conduct my sessions. So no chats while the session is on. All right. Okay. So And after the 30 minutes over, you are free to post your questions. And let me give you one bit of advice. Uh, Attendance form will be shared during the Q&A session. So wait until the webinar is over for the Q&A session. During that time, I will share the attendance form. You can have it and you can fill the form later. You can post your questions, or while I answer the questions, you can also fill the form. All right. So without any delay, let's have a quick recap. Oh, okay. Introduction about myself. You know about me. Most of you know. For the sake of people who would watch this later, once the live is over, I'm a servant leader. Since I'm dealing with leadership, development, my dominant. This is not the only leadership quality I have. Servant leadership is my dominant leadership trait or leadership style. All right. And I'm a coach by profession. I do leadership and life coaching. That's my profession. Okay. And I'm an emotional turnaround expert. That's my gift. I motivate people. I inspire people. I help people to uh, perform well, to overcome their obstacles, and that's what I do. So I would request you to connect with me. If you feel I have influenced you, if you feel this training is useful, and if you want to learn further, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link for the YouTube channel, the LinkedIn, and Instagram is in the description box. So you can find the links in the description section, and I request you to stay connected with me so that you will get updates from me. All right. And I'll be delighted to connect with you in any of these platforms. So you can choose any of the platform you want to, and you can connect with me. And I'll be happy to connect with you on all the platforms. All right. Great. So a quick recap of what we learned over the past 2 days. Um, all right. On day one, we learned what is leadership. Leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what John Maxwell says. And I have also experienced that. Leadership is influence, right? And nothing more, nothing less, right? And if you can influence people, you are a leader. Doesn't matter how big your audience are. It could be one person, it could be 100 people, a lakh, million. Even if you're able to influence one person, you are a leader. So saying that, all of us have this leadership character or leadership quality in us. Okay. Now we have to develop it. We have to foster it. We have to grow it. Okay. And we have to choose to be a good influence or a bad influence, right? So even a bad guy is a leader, right? Even a thief, let's say a thief, even a bad politician, even a dictator is a leader, right? The only difference between a leader and a dictator is a dictator manipulates, but a leader develops. Okay, so the choice is yours. You want to be a leader, helping people to grow, creating more leaders, or you want to be a dictator, having only followers, and you want to rule over them. That's up to you, right? But then uh, we all have should try to become good leaders. That's very important for the world. Okay, so that's what we learned yesterday on the day one. Day one, we learned what is leadership. Leadership is all about influence. I wanted to remember that, and that's what John Maxwell says. And on day two, we learned two things. We learned about leadership styles, and we learned about leadership levels, right? So when I said leadership style, each of us have different styles of leadership. Okay. Uh, Now, as I told you, my dominant leadership style is servant leadership. And how I developed it because of my environment. right? It is my environment because I was in that environment. I told you my father is a servant leader. The community I was part of, when I say community, I'm not talking about caste here. I'm talking about the environment. When I say community, or when I say community, I'm talking about the people that who surrounded me, right? They are all servant leaders, or they are keen towards serving people. All right. So since I was exposed to those kind of people, this became my dominant style. Servant leadership became my dominant style. But then I can also exhibit other leadership styles. At times, I become a participatory leader. At times, I act like a transformation leader, right? So we saw about so you may have one dominant leadership style based on your environment, based on you know, the community you grew up. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. But then you can also develop the other leadership styles, because one style will not be useful to tackle the situations. You have to develop the trait to apply different styles for different situations. Okay, so the first leadership style we saw yesterday was structural leadership. I'm sorry. So the structural leadership style is a wonderful style because this leader tells the team what he needs or she needs, why they need to do this, and how they need to do this. So this leader communicates very clearly, sets the expectation very clear, right? And the one the one challenge with this leadership style is uh, this leader is not a flexible leader. This leader rewards the performers, but at the same time punishes the non-performers. Okay, the structured leader. But then it's a wonderful thing to work with such leader. But then the problem here is this leader is not flexible. So people, would be disappointed when you're not flexible at the time of adversity or challenges. All right. So so at that time, this leader should adapt some other technique, right? So if you're a structured leader, very good, but then you have to implement some other technique to tackle different situations. And the second thing we learned was the participative leader. The participative leader, I told you, this leader is a friendly leader. He treats everyone like a family. He treats his team member like a family. Puneet, I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Puneet, you have joined late. Puneet, attendance link will be shared only after the session is over. All right. I'm really sorry for stopping, guys. Puneet, don't uh, spam the chat or don't put messages in the chat asking the attendance. Attendance will be shared only at the end of the session. All right. I request your patience, Puneet. Thank you. All right. So the participant leader is a friendly leader. He treats his team members as friends and family. So wonderful to work with this leader because the team will not find any stress working with. There's fun working with this leader, right? There's fun working with person with this leadership style. But the challenge here is, I'm sorry, guys. So the challenge here is when this leader tends to be too much friendly, okay, there would be a hit in the performance. So that is something, if you're a participant leader, you have to take care of. Okay. And then the servant leader, my kind of style. So this leader follows this golden principle: do unto others what you expect others to do to you. Okay, so that's the golden principle. That's what my belief is. Treat others respectfully, treat others in a good way, so that people would treat you good, or people would respect you. Okay, so that is the golden rule, right? So this leader is a very, very helpful leader. This leader, if he finds that you are short of skill, will train you personally, will do all the things, will provide you all the resources, will provide you all the support needed to enable you. Okay. But this leader also leadership style also has a challenge. So when this leader is not focused, the team loses its focus, the team loses its direction, and there's chaos in the team, right? So being a servant leader is a wonderful thing because this leader supports, educates, empowers, does everything to the team. But then when this leader loses his focus or her focus, the entire team loses the focus. Okay, and the next thing we learned about was the free thinker leader. So this free thinking leader is not a micromanager. Yeah, this leader allows you to work on your own. Yeah, he or she gives you the freedom to work on your own. They will not interrupt you. They will not micromanage you. Uh, but the challenge with this leadership style is uh, if there is a fresher in the team or somebody who is not technically sound in the team or somebody who doesn't know how to do the job, this leader sometimes tend to overlook them, thinking because that is their leadership style, doesn't want to bother the person. But the person in the team, since they don't know what to do, the performance will be again hindered. Okay. And the last one we saw was a transformation leader. So the transformation leader gives you big picture, is a visionary leader. Yeah, will emotionally enable you. Will talk emotionally to you. Uh, you know will actually empower you. Will give you a big picture about what to expect in the future. Okay, so this transformation leader is somebody which people love to. But apart from any of this leadership style, whether it's a structured leader, servant leader, transformation leader, all these leadership styles, one is not better than the other, right? All the styles are equally good. Now you should develop all these styles so that you can apply the appropriate style in different situations. Okay, so how you can develop the style, that is what we're going to see today, right? And then we saw about the leadership level. So we saw John Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership. The first level is the position, and at this level people follow you because you have the title as a manager, because you have the title as a team leader, because you have a title as the what to say, the class representative, whatever. So people follow you just because of the title you have, right? But then that is a starting level. You have to go to the next level, right? If you want to grow as a leader, you have to grow up. The next level is the relationship level, where you develop bonding, you develop relationship with people. All right, and the next level is the people so productivity level. Okay, so and the fourth level is the people development level. At this level you start developing people, you start investing in people. And the last level is the pinnacle level, right? And at this level people actually follow you, right? And this is the topmost level of leadership, and you and I, we all should aim for this level, right? Now this is kind of a mentor, this is kind of a role where you care for the person, you invest your time in the growth of the person, right? So us is to grow and become better leaders. And that is what we're going to learn today. So, the first thing we're going to learn today is this concept called everything rises and falls with leadership. Everything rises or falls with leadership, right? Now, if you want to grow, you have to, if you want to be a leader, you have to understand this. A company rises or falls with leader. A nation rises or falls with leader. A family rises or falls with the leader. Yeah. So now if you want to be a good leader, then you have to live an intentional life. Living an intentional life is very, very important. And the second thing you have to do is you have to learn every day. So you might have learned what to say, uh, Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale in The Strangest Secret, he says, if you want to be an expert, or if you want to be someone at the top of something, okay, you have to spend at least 1 hour every day for the next 5 years. Let's say you want to be a leader, you want to become a great leader, then you have to study leadership every day for 1 hour for the next 5 years. That's what Earl Nightingale says. And Brian Tracy, in his book, where he talks about the 80-20 principle, he says you should aim to be in the top 20% of the people. Yeah, and so that you will have influence over the 80% of the people. Right. So if you want to be at the top 20%, then Brian Tracy also says you should spend 1 hour every day learning and mastering the art you want to learn. So if you want to master the art of leadership, or if you want to become a great leader, yeah, then you have to learn leadership every day for 1 hour. Okay. Now, if you want to be a better player, you want to be a great, let's say, cricketer, for example, you have to spend at least, not at least, you have to spend 1 hour every day for the next 5 years. Or let's say you want to be an expert expert trainer, right? Then you have to spend 1 hour every day for the next 5 years mastering or learning about training. Or if you want to be an orator and you want to be the top 20%, you have to spend 1 hour every day for the next 5 years. That is what Earl Nightingale says. That is what Brian Tracy says, right? But then, what will happen if you're spending, 1 hour every day for the next 5 years trying to become an expert in a particular area? Yeah, what will happen is, from a goal mindset, you will develop a growth mindset. Okay. If your goal is to become an expert in something, let's say it could be AI, it could be embedded system, it could be some technology, or it could be leadership, or it could be something you want to, or finances, right? You want to become an expert in that. All you have to do is, as per Earl Nightingale, or as per the Pareto principle, 80-20 principle, you have to spend every day 1 hour for the next 5 years to become to reach the top 20% of the people. Okay. Now, when you do that, along the process, your goal is to become an expert, right? And every day you'll be thinking, okay, next 5 years I'll become an expert in this. In 5 years I'll become an expert in this. But while you're doing this, you will realize, okay, it is a process, and you will have a growth mindset rather than a goal mindset. Okay, so this is what the first thing I want you to remember. Everything rises or falls with leadership. If you want to be a leader, these three things are very important. You have to live an intentional life, a purposeful life. You have to choose your area of expertise. You can't be a jack of all arts and master of none. You have to be a master of something, right? So learning all trades is good, knowing about everything is good, but then you have to be intentionally, you have to focus on one thing to become a master of that. Okay? So live an intentional life, and whatever you have decided to pursue, whatever you have decided to become, if your goal is to become a leader, then learn about leadership every day. Practice leadership every day. Okay? Now, when you have that, from becoming a good leader, you will actually, from a goal of becoming a good leader, you will develop the mindset of growth. Okay. The second thing I want to talk to you today is be consistent. Consistency matters. Every day counts, not someday. Now, we all are good in working someday. We are not consistent. We are not very good about every day. We don't believe in the power of every day. Okay? We believe in the power of someday. But then every day matters. There is power in being consistent. There's power in being or working every day. Okay? Now, could you please hold? Puneet, I'm really sorry, mate. You're not having your attendance. I'm sorry. You can, if you don't, if you know, if you're not ready to listen to instructions, and if you are here only for attendance, I'm sorry, Puneet, you're not getting your attendance. You can sign off. All right. If you're here for learning, please stay here. If you're here for disturbing the crowd, spoiling the session, please do not be here. Okay, gentlemen. There's no attendance for you, please. I'm sorry, guys. All right. So the second thing I want to talk to you about is being consistent. Now, every day you have to do these 5 things. Very important. If you want to become a leader, every day you have to do these 5 things. The first thing, every day you have to think about adding value to people. Every day you should think about adding value to people. So when you wake up, you should what the thing that should be in your mind is in whose life I can add value, right? How can I add value to someone? Who can I add value to someone, right? The second thing you should think about is think of ways to add value. So how can I add value? Can I take a training? Can I, pay for their tuition fee? Can I, drop them in office, pick and drop them in office, right? Or can I buy them something? Can I pay for the dinner or lunch, right? Or breakfast, right? The first thing you have to think about is adding value to people. That should be the number one priority in your life, every day, not someday. If you want to be a leader, every day your priority should be adding value to people, right? Second thing is think of ways to add value. So this is the way I add value. I add value to people by training them. I add value to people by coaching them. I add value to people by mentoring them, right? So this is the way I whatever. Sometimes I drop people when somebody asks me a help. I will think of ways to help them. So think of ways to help people or add value in people's life, and then look for ways. So it is not just thinking. Look for ways. Look for opportunities to help someone or adding value in somebody's life. Yeah, if a team member is struggling with a presentation, right? Go look for opportunities. If you see them struggling, right? And then the fourth thing you have to do is do things that add value. So go to them and tell them, hey, can I help you? Can I give you a helping hand in preparing the presentation? Right? Or say that your boss is struggling to put the reports together. All right. So you're looking for ways to help your boss, right? Or add value in your boss life. Okay. What you can do, you can go and tell your boss, hey boss, I see you're struggling. Can I help you in putting those data together? Right? Or you see a team struggling, you see the housekeeping person struggling in something, right? Look for ways and do things that value people. And the fifth thing, what you have to do is encourage people. So 5 things you have to do, not someday, every day. If you want to become a leader, we are talking about how to become a leader. So if you want to become a leader, 5 things you have to do every day in, day out, for the next 5 years. Okay? For the next 5 years, day in, day out, this is what you have to do. You have to think about, you have to value people, And then you had to think about the ways to value people. And the third thing, you had to look for ways to value people. And the fourth thing, you have to do things to value people. You have to take action. It is thinking is not just enough. Looking is not just enough. Doing matters. You have to do it. A lot of times, I think of calling my ex-colleagues, right? I always think of people. I remember them. The thought comes to my mind, but then I will not take action. But sometime later, they would call me, and when they called me, I would tell them, "Hey, I was thinking of this thing. You don't call, right?" But then think about the situation. But there were situations when I used to think of somebody, and then when I pick up my phone and call them, they would be, they would say, Prasad, you know what? I really wanted to hear your voice. I really wanted to speak to you. I'm going through this thing. I'm going through this problem. And I was thinking of talking to you. I was thinking of, uh, should I call Prasad or should I not call Prasad? Right? Now, telepathy works. I have experienced it. Sometimes I think of somebody and I don't call, but with some people I call, and when I call them, they would say, "I was thinking of you." Right? So if that's actually adding value in people's life. That's one way of adding. People are thinking of you, and when you get the thought that's of someone, please pick up your phone and call them. That's actually valuing people. That's actually doing things that would add value in people's life. Simple thing. It's a simple thing. Giving a call to someone, encouraging them is a simple thing, but then that is going to build them, right? So this is what I want you to do. 5 things, my friends. If you want to be a leader, right? Simple thing. These are very simple things, not complicated things. These are not complicated things. I'm telling you, very simple thing, right? But then you have to do it every day, so that if you want to become a leader, when you do these things every day, you will develop your influence on people. And when you develop your influence on people, when you're adding value to people's life, right, you become a leader. Yeah. So always think of this. Don't think of how you can get benefited out of them, but always think of how you can add value to someone. Yeah. We live in a very selfish world. This world thinks of what I can get from someone. But leadership is all about adding value to someone. It's all about giving your best to someone. So, 5 things, my friends: value people, respect people. That's very, very important. Whoever you are, yeah. I tell this to people. You know what? Uh, whether it's a PM or CM or any leader, any political leader, okay, any politician, they are respected only when they have power. They don't stop in the traffic signal when they have power. When somebody is a prime minister of a country or a chief minister of a country or an MLA, they don't stop in traffic signals, or traffic don't stop for for traffic stops for someone only when they have power, only when they have title. But traffic does not stop for anybody when they don't have a title. Okay, so now what I'm trying to say here is influence matters. Influence matters, my friend. When you have power, people respect you, or somebody stops for you when you have power. But real leadership is when you don't have the power. What people do to you, how do they talk to you, how do they relate to you, yeah, how do they behave with you? That is what is leadership. When you don't have power, people still respect you, people still follow you, people still honor you. That is when you can understand you have influenced people, and that is when you are a leader. So try to add value in people's life. Okay. And the third thing I want to do is, I want to tell you is, get off the top. If you want to be a leader, get off the top. You can't be in the top position and be a leader. Okay? You have to come down to the level of people. You have to come down from your position. See, the reason I'm telling you why. At the top, it is lonely. Being at the top is not an easy thing. Being at the top is a lonelier place. Yeah, if you're at the top, you're alone, all alone. At the top of the pyramid, and if you're at the top of the pyramid, you're all alone, right? And it's not a comfortable position. So come down, get off the top. Go to people. That's the second thing you have to do. Go to people, build relationship. You have to connect with, Napoleon Bonaparte. Why he's called the greatest strategist, is because of France. Oh, why he's called the greatest king, ruler of France, is because Napoleon was not at the top. Though he was the leader, he always got down to the lowest of the lowest. He always put his hand into dirt. He made his hand dirty. He would go and talk to the simple soldier, ordinary soldier. He will collaborate, he will work with them, talk to them, eat with them, right? So if you want to be a leader, don't get off the top, get down where the majority of people are there and go build relationship with them. So if you want to be a leader, remember this. When you have to build a relationship with everyone, and people can only take you to the top. You cannot take yourself to the top. People, see, that's what happens in the country, right? A prime minister is elected. Who elects the prime minister? The people. A prime minister cannot become a prime minister on his own. A leader can't become a leader on his own. People have to support. People have to lift this person up. But when somebody is lifting you up, yeah, remember when you're at the top, they are holding you. When you're at the top, remember people are actually holding you. And it is not a safest position. If you're not treating these people right, they will take their hands away. And what will happen? You will fall down. And it will hurt you. When you're falling down from the top, it is going to hurt you. So when you go up, what you have to do is you should also take care of the people at the bottom who are holding you, right? So don't stay at the top, come down, because it's a lonely place. It's not a good place to be there, right? Be there. That's a position, but then always be with the people at the bottom, mingle with them, build relationship with them, know what they want, understand what is the problem, talk to them, try solving the problem, helping them, adding value in their life. Okay. And the third thing, lead everyone. You have to understand people are different. If you want to be a leader, you have to lead everyone. People have different passion, people have different temperament, people have different gifts, people have different goals. Everyone is different. If you want to be a leader, you have to hold on to everyone. You cannot say, hey, I don't like your temperament, get off. No. You can't say, I don't I your gift is of no value here, get out. No. A leader, if you want to be a leader, you have to know their gift and use their gift appropriately. You have to know their passion and use their passion appropriately. You have to know the temperament of the people and treat them appropriately, right? So the third thing you have to do is lead people, lead everyone, right? And lead everyone according to them, not according to who you are. You can't say, I'm a structural leader. So no flexibility. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. Right? If you're going to deal with people like that, you're not a flexible leader. So even if you're a structured leader, then at times you have to exercise being a participative leader. At times you have to exercise being a servant leader, right? And when someone is emotionally down, then you have to be a transformation leader, giving them a big picture about what they can expect, right, in the future. And the fourth thing you have to do is evaluate every experience. If you want to become a leader, evaluate every experience. Now, they say experience comes with experience, right? You might have heard people telling you experience comes with experience. That is wrong. Experience does not come with experience. You, you may be disagreeing with me, right? Experience comes with reflection of failure. Let me repeat it. Experience does not come with experience. Experience comes with the reflection of the experience you had. So if you have failed, right? You might have heard from a lot of business people. They say, failure taught me a lot of lesson than success, and a lot of business study failure than success. Now that is what is called reflection. From failure, you can learn a lot of things that gives you experience. So when you reflect on why you failed, when you reflect on why that person got upset with you, when you reflect on why the project failed, that is when you learn. So evaluating the experience gives you growth, right? So it's not an easy journey because people are different, and leadership is all about character. Leadership is all about dealing with people, different kinds of people. Someone will like you, someone won't like you. Someone will understand what you're saying, somebody will not understand what you're saying, right? Somebody will have a good temperament, somebody will have a bad temperament. Somebody, will be gifted, somebody will not be gifted, right? Somebody would be passionate, somebody will not be passionate. But then somebody would like your style of leadership, somebody will not like your style of leadership, whatever it is. Yeah. If you fail, think why you failed, reflect on your failure, evaluate your failure, and move forward. Because leadership is a journey. Leadership is building your character, right? So when you build your character, you will build your influence on people. And leadership is valuing people. So my friends, yeah, I'm closing with this. I'm going to take your questions, right? So we have learned three things today. One, leadership rises and falls on leadership. So everything rises and falls on leadership. Leader is very, very important. Yeah. An organization goes up or an organization comes down because of the leader, right? So now, if you want to be a leader, then you have to live intentionally, purposefully. You have to learn every day, and you have to have a growth mindset. Two, you have to be consistent. So to be consistent, you have to consistently do five things every day to be a leader, to become a leader, right? Or to become an extraordinary or a great leader. You have to do five things every day consistently. That's why I put consistent, right? You have to value people. You have to think of ways to value people. You have to look for ways to value people. You have to do things that value people, and you have to encourage people, right? And the third thing, get off the top. Don't hold on to your position. Don't hold on to your pride. Don't hold on to your chair, to your title. Leaders develop leaders. Managers don't develop leaders. In a lot of organizations, managers don't create successions because they don't want to have leaders in the organization. They want to be alone. They want to be the leader, only leader. But if you want to be a leader, if you're a leader, you have to reproduce yourself in others, right? And to do that, you have to come down, build relationship, Yeah, respond to people as they are because people are different. And if you are failing, evaluate your experience and learn from that experience. Okay. All right. So uh, the session, I have completed my session. For the next, okay, we have 15 minutes. I'm ready to take questions. So if you have any questions, you can put your questions. I will take your questions. Yes, Rajaram, I will give the um, give the attendance. Just a minute. So Sashi, just a minute. Let me share the attendance first. The attendance link. Just a minute. Let me share the attendance link. Okay. So share the attendance link. You can use the attendance link now. Okay. And I will take the question one by one. Sashi, can we have some ways to make the project leader proof? Sashi, I'm not understanding your question, Sashi. Shall we have some ways to make the project leader proof? I'm not really understanding. Sorry about it. Okay. Boss, sir, how to manage position and relationship with people? When we go down to make relationship with people, the respect of position is also down. No. Okay. See, uh, Abbas, I'm talking about valuing people. When I say relationship, take it in the right context. Okay. That's the reason why, in a corporate setting, we ask people to call people by name. Okay. Uh, I do not encourage someone, who calls me brother, yeah, or someone who, a boy or a girl who comes and tells me you are like my brother. I would say, hey, that's fine, but not in office. Yeah, so I'll tell them that's perfectly fine. At office, yeah, we are teammates. You called me by name. They would say, no, you're elder. I would call you by as brother. I'd say, don't call me brother. Call me by name. That's perfectly fine, right? Though I'm older, you're younger, doesn't matter. Call me by name. I'm perfectly fine with that, right? But when I'm talking about a relationship here, I'm talking about a what to say, professional relationship. I'm not talking about a personal relationship where you act like brother sister. Okay, I hope you understand. So it's a professional relationship where you value the person, where you respect the person, where you show to the person that you are there to help them at any point of time. You'll go any extent to help them. Yeah. So that is what I'm talking about is relationship. So let me help you understand. We say build relationship with the customer, right? In corporate world, we tell build relationship with the customer. Does that mean you go put your hands on the customer? Does that mean you call the customer, hey buddy? Yeah. Does that mean you call the customer, by name, right? Vada poda in Tamil. I don't know how to say that in Hindi. I'm sorry about it, right? So you don't do that with the customer, right? I'm talking about when I say building relationship, relationships are built by giving respect. Okay. Let me repeat that again. Relationships are built by giving the person the respect they deserve. That is what I mean. Build relationship. Respect them for who they are. Value them for who they are. Yeah. That is what I meant by build relationship. That's what you have to do. So when you do that, people don't cross borders. People will value you. People will respect you. Yeah. That is what is servant leadership. You respect them, they'll respect you. Okay. Um, Let me go to the next question. I hope I have answered your question, Abbas, right? Let me know if I have answered your question. What is the role of honesty in Sakshi? It is very important. That is what I'm saying. A leader is honest. A dictator is a manipulator. A leader does not speak lie to his team members. A leader does not fake. A dictator, a manager will fake, will manipulate, right? So honesty is very, very important. You have to be honest. You have to have this transparency with your team. Your team should see that is what is build trust. Trust is very important to build relationship. Respect, trust. Yeah. How do you build relationship with your family members? If you don't trust them, you don't respect them. And when you don't respect them, there's no relationship. So trust comes by integrity and honesty. Sakshi, very important. No compromise on integrity factor. You have to be open, honest, transparent to be a leader. If someone is not open, transparent, if someone is faking, lying, that guy is a manipulator. He's a dictator. Okay. All right. Next question. I hope I've answered your question, Sakshi. All right. What are the good qualities of a leader? Whatever we have seen today are good qualities of a leader. But a leader respects, values people. A leader respects and values people, and leader always looks for opportunity to add value in the lives of people. Right? A leader does not expect to be served, but a leader serves people. Right? A leader is always looking for opportunity to make your life better. That's a leader. That's a good quality of a leader. A leader would not say, I'm a leader, bow before me. That's a boss. That's a king. Hey, I'm here to serve you. Right? I'll come down from my throne to help you, to support you, to serve you. That's a leader. Right? That's a good quality of a leader. Servitude. Okay? I hope I've answered your question. Vinay, do you organize sessions for? Of course, Vinay, we do that. You know, if you need us to do, if you want us to do, we will do that. Yeah. Uh, Sakshi, again, another question. It means the project is not linked with the rise on. No. See, a leader is a visionary. A leader, that it rises and falls with the leader. A project rises and falls with a leader. Let's say a leader disrespects the critical resource in a project, right? A boss disrespects the critical resource in the project, or a boss does not take the feedback or input from the team members and says, no, 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 this is the way, this is how you have to do it, right? And does not is not open for criticism, or is not open for new thought, right? But somebody tells the boss, hey, this will not work. If you're going to do this, this will fail. A leader will be open for suggestions, right? So a boss, especially a dictator, would say, no, 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 I don't bother, I don't care, do this way only, and they will pay the price for that. Okay. So all right, let me, Cherian is asking a question. Sir, is there any free course on building relationship qualities, attributes a leader should have? Mm, please search on the internet. You know, the internet is full of resources. YouTube is full of resources. Okay. So now everything is free nowadays. Every resource is free nowadays. Okay. So, but if you want to become an expert in something, that's when you end up paying. Okay. So you can find a lot of resources online, my friend. Cherian. Amir, sir, how make our communication? Amir, what do you mean by communication? There's a lot of things in communication. Are you talking about how to speak in English? That is one way of communicate. One, no, that is a part of communication. Or how do you talk to people? Right? Your body language, your gesture. What do you mean by communication? But if you're talking about how to speak in English, follow the simple 3 steps, baby steps. This is the step with which children learn: listening, watching, speaking. When I say speaking, it is mimicking. So if you want to learn a language, it could be any language. It could be Hindi, English, French, Japanese, Chinese, whatever language, Mexican, Marathi. Tamil, whatever language you want to learn or you want to speak, three things. This is how children learn. This is how babies learn. This is how you learned as your mother tongue as a baby. You listened, you watched, and you spoke. When you spoke, you mimicked. Okay? So do these three things for the next 3 months. Do this every day. You will become fluent in a language. Yeah. But communication skills, of course, respect people. If you value and respect people, that's a very basic thing. You will start communicating right. Okay. Pradeep is asking a question. Good evening, sir. I honestly like to improve my leadership skills, but I can't able to maintain consistency in my effort. Uh, okay, uh, Pradeep, uh, every day matters. Every day matters, Pradeep. If this is your agenda, okay, spend 1 hour every day. If you're not able to spend 1 hour every day, spend half an hour every day. Now, what you have to do is you should have a planner. Allocate a dedicated time. So, in the evening before sleep, before you feel tired, drowsy, take a paper, plan. Yep. What time you will spend time on learning about leadership, right? And every day learn about leadership, at least for half an hour. And whatever you learned that in the morning, let's say you learn it in the morning, whatever you learned, try implementing it with your team members, with your family members, with the people who surround you, with your society, with your community. Try implementing it, right? So this is something which you have to do, but you have to commit to yourself every day, right? Make a plan a day before. Make a plan when you're going to do it. I have a schedule of mine. I have a schedule where I say my schedule, and I have put the top two things which I want to do every day, and I do it every day. Apart from my regular work, I even if I miss my work, I don't miss those two things which I want to do, because those two things is what is going to make me an expert in my area, right? So I do that every day. So if you want to focus on leadership, dedicate a time. Let's say 6 o'clock in the morning. You'll spend 6 to 6:30 every day learning about leadership, and whatever you learned, go ahead and implement with people around you. Okay, good. Um, but every day, make it as a practice. We know, okay, office politics is real. Okay, there is politics everywhere. Now, to cope with office politics, this is what you have to adapt servant leadership. You have to adapt this servant leadership style. If somebody is not treating you right, you treat them right. Yeah, take them for a coffee, buy them something, pay their bill, make them your friend. Don't foster feud, don't foster enmity, foster friendship. Yeah, so office politics is real. You have to adapt the servant leadership in this in situation like that. Try to find opportunities to make friend with them. Try to find opportunities to show to them that you're not what they're expecting. And let me tell you, my friend, no competition. You don't compete with anyone. If you're going to compete with somebody, you will have politics. That is what politics is all about. But when you compete with yourself, politics, you will not bother about politics. You'll treat people right. Okay. So I hope I have answered your question. Let's see. Um, okay. Hemant, day one attendance is not necessary. I have not shared the attendance form for day one, so don't worry. If you have filled the attendance for day two and day three, that's fine. You'll get your certificate. Okay? Don't worry about day one, Hemant. Okay. Thank you, Ramit. Thank you very much for your compliment. Um, Bold diaries. Pantech sir, did I get first and second day attendance? Or Namit, okay, that'll be difficult to check. Day one, don't worry, but day two is what we are taking into count. Day two and day three is what we are taking into account of Desh. So if you have filled your day two and day three, perfect. Don't worry, you'll get your attendance. Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you very much. All right. So, Vinod, you don't have to butter anybody, Vinod. I can't butter them when they are wrong. See, that's what I'm saying, Vinod. You don't see, as a leader, uh, see, you don't have to butter, but you have to respect. That's what we are looking here. You don't have to be, you don't have to butter buddy somebody, right? But then you can politely, without provoking their self, without being provocative, respectfully, you can give them a feedback. You can tell them how they could have done this better, right? Now, a lot of times people find it upsetting when you give a feedback in front of a crowd, right? So I don't know your situation, but I will tell you, I don't reprimand people in front of crowd. This is what my boss used to tell me. Um, when you're giving a compliment, give compliment in front of crowd, in front of everyone. But when you are giving a reprimand, when you're reprimanding someone, do it alone. Yeah. So you don't have to butter anybody. Don't have to, but you can be gentle with everyone. You can treat them with respect. So even if you're going to give someone feedback for something which you have done wrong, think, ask yourself this question: uh, Will I be valuing this person? Will I be adding value to this person if I, uh, you know, say this in front of everyone? Or will this be will my behavior is my behavior, will it be right if I talk to this person right, this way? Or should I do it in a different way? Ask yourself this question and then go ahead and give the feedback. Okay. So you don't have to butter anybody, but then you have to treat everybody right. That's what leadership is all about. Yeah. Dr. Sandeep. See, Sandeep, I follow John Maxwell, John C. Maxwell. I read a lot of his books. There are a lot of books, and whatever I've shared with you is all learnings from John Maxwell. The 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. There is 360-degree feedback. There is John Maxwell is the authority in leadership. Okay, I'm advertising for him. Okay, John Maxwell has to give me some. Okay, good. Anyways, so I follow John Maxwell. I follow Ken Blanchard. I also, read Zig Ziglar, right? So Zig Ziglar, Ken Blanchard, John Maxwell. These are the people who I follow, right? John Maxwell and Ken Blanchard, they're still alive. Uh, you can also go to the website and learn from them. Yeah. Okay. Sakshi. Nice. Very good, Sakshi. Nice joke. Okay, so I'm sorry, guys. It's time's up. So I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope I made justice for your time. So you know, next week I'm planning to come up with another training negotiation skill. I'm thinking of negotiation skill next week. Please do let us know in the comment, not in the live chat, but leave a comment in the video. If you want me to pick up a specific topic and talk about it, I would be happy to do that. I'd be glad to do that. So don't leave your comment about the topics in the live chat because that tends to get lost. Leave your comments in the comment section. Whatever topic you want me to speak about, I would like to take that up and add value to your life. Okay, so again, welcome you to connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram because that is where I'm active, and I love to serve you guys. Right. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your precious time. Thank you for being a great audience today. Uh, and I am looking forward to opportunities to serve you further. So, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Enjoy your evening. And tomorrow is Saturday. If you're not working, have a wonderful weekend as well. Take care. See you guys. Love you all. Bye bye.